No off-topic questions. Because I don't want to. No, permission denied. That's an off-topic questions. Next, you have been stopped.
League has been around for over 10 years, and for some reason, they've retained their popularity and top spot in an industry that is constantly changing and evolving. And one of the reasons they have been so successful at keeping such a large population of players is due to constant influx of new ones, and I've been there. I played my first game of League right after the Season 3 World Championships. Faker had just won his first trophy. I was overwhelmed, lost, and not totally sure what was going on. So today I wanted to make a video of the top 9 things I wish I knew about this game when I started playing, and how you can learn and improve as fast as possible. Hey guys, before we get into the 9 things, if you enjoy this video, don't hesitate to hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of my videos. The recent support on the channel has been incredible, so let's keep it going. Also, I stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The link is in the description below. This video is just going to consist of general tips, not necessarily how you can climb or get out of a certain rank. I will have videos in the future talking about how to get out of different ranks or how to get to certain ranks more specifically, but for today, we're going to talk about just general mistakes and general ways to improve. The first mistake that I see a lot of new players and low elo players make is that they have not switched to Quickcast. When you first log into the game and load it up, it'll have you on regular casting. Say Italy, for example, you're trying to throw a spear. So you point in a direction and you have to click to confirm. This can be slow and not as effective once you try to really understand the mechanics of this game. So a way to improve on that is to switch to Quickcast. I'll show it on the screen. You just got to go into your settings and enable it. It's pretty easy. And what happens when you Quickcast is all you have to do is point in the direction that you want to and click Q, for example, and it'll send the spear flying. I personally like knowing the range on my ability, so I include the range indicators as well, so that if I hold down an ability, I can see the range and splash damage or radius of my abilities. This is something that you should switch as soon as possible. It'll really help you improve, and your mechanics and skill shots will hit a lot more. Mistake number 2 is that most low elo players and most new players do not practice how to CS. Most of the time, they are more focused on kills than on farming. And I'm not saying that kills are bad, but a kill is worth the same amount of gold as 15 CS. If you can learn how to out CS your opponents and consistently get high CS numbers in the laning phase and throughout the game, you'll be set up to get consistent gold leads. So one way that you can do this is hop into the practice tool. Don't buy any items. You can either level up to whatever level you want to, or maybe you could stay at level 1 and just practice last hitting. Don't use any abilities, just use your auto attacks. Work on timing, work on prepping. Like say the very first wave, if you need to add an auto attack to one of your melee minions so that you can get all 3 CS instead of missing them because they all die at the same time, there are just different levels of ways that you can prepare and work on CSing. It's just one of those things that comes with practice and something they have to do over and over again to really get down that muscle memory. I've been playing this game for over 6 years and I still go into the practice tool to learn how to CS on champions and make sure I'm consistently ready to go into games and focus on CSing. It's one of the most important aspects of the game to make sure that you get enough gold, so just go learn how to CS. The third mistake also includes the practice tool, and this is not practicing your mechanics. One of the hardest things to build when it comes to this game is muscle memory. You can learn everything that you want to about this game, but if you don't have mechanics, it's going to be really hard to apply that knowledge. One of the ways that you can increase your combos, especially on a certain champion, is to hop into the practice tool again, set up a couple dummies, and practice the combos that you want to. If you're not sure what the combos or mechanics are on a certain champion, just go to YouTube, search it in the search bar. You can find videos upon videos on whatever champion and whatever mechanic you're trying to learn, and then you can hop into the practice tool and put it to work. It takes a lot of time to build up mechanics and muscle memory, but you can accelerate this process by practicing your combos in the practice tool. This definitely comes in handy because when you are in the game, it is so easy to get nervous and anxious when you are in tough situations. So if you get down your combos and mechanics, you'll be better prepared to execute them when there's a lot of mayhem happening in your game and on your screen. All right, the fourth mistake that we have is playing on locked screen. If you don't know what locked screen is, it's basically when your camera follows around your champion exclusively. You can click on your map to go to different areas, but it'll always pan back to your champion. Now, this isn't always advantageous for you. The reason being is that it limits your field of view. You'll see that most pros do not play on locked screen because it just gives you more ability to move your camera and learn more about what's happening in your game because you can just see more. So the way that you can do this is by changing your keybind. One thing that you do want to make sure you bind, whether it's spacebar or a different button, is that even though you are in your free camera, you can hold spacebar and it'll go to your lock screen. Double it, for example, will always press spacebar when he is in a team fight because it'll focus on his champion. But for the rest of the game, he plays on a free camera. This will just allow you generally to just know more and learn more about the game. It just expands your field of view. You'll want to do this as soon as possible. Mistake Mistake number 5 encompasses a lot of people, including myself at times, and that is playing a bunch of champions. This game is overwhelming at first. There are so many different elements and aspects to this game. In order to get good at it, you're just gonna have to learn. And one of the easiest ways to learn this game as fast as possible is just to learn one champion. Say it's Annie, for example. If you can learn Annie's mechanics, her build, whatever, it'll allow you to learn more about macro and micro, laning, rotations, team fights, whatever, instead of trying to figure out the mechanics in each and every new game. You understand the mechanics of one champion and continue to learn the game through the eyes of that champion, you'll be much better off later. If each game you're playing a new champion, you're consistently trying to learn that champion's mechanics instead of focusing on the game that you're in, and it will just distract you from learning and even succeeding in your game. Mistake number 6 that we have is not looking at your minimap. Man, so many low elo players do this, and just new players in general. It's hard to force yourself to look away from what you're currently doing on the main center of your screen to look down in this bottom right corner to see where the people on your team and the people on the enemy team are. But this is so important. Say you're warding, you ward off screen, you go back to lane. You're not going to know if you're getting ganked or not if you're not consistently looking at your minimap to see if anybody runs over that ward. So it's just a great habit to get into, to start looking at your minimap. This will also help you understand where your team is and where you need to go based on that information. It'll help your macro movements and rotations, and you'll just have a better time learning what to do in the greater scheme of the game. And if you can learn to look at your minimap now, you'll be much better off to reach your other goals in this game. Along with this, kind of a sub 6.5 mistake is just not warding. Just make sure you ward and then look at your map. It's just easy. You'll figure it out. Mistake number 7 is only playing normals and not rank. I see this a lot out of low elo players, especially not necessarily new players, but low elo players just love to play normals because they have this ranked anxiety. Guys, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're bronze or silver or gold or even platinum. Just make sure that you're getting reps. You're learning how to play the game. And the competition in ranked is just going to be a lot higher than in normals. There's something at stake. There's something that people on your team and people on the enemy team are trying to get to. This inherently motivates people to try more and actually focus. And when you're playing against people that are a lot better than you, or you're playing against people that are actually trying, it'll help you get better at the game. I understand you're scared of losing your rank, you're scared of losing LP, but it's okay. It'll help you get better in the long run. And even if that means you have to subtract your rank a little bit in order to get to your main ranked goal, it'll be worth it. Trust me. I'm diamonds now, but when I first started playing the game, I got placed in silver 2. And then I started playing a lot of ranked games. I dropped all the way down to silver 5 before finally climbing slowly over years to get to diamond. I wouldn't have learned the same things I would have learned in normals. The competition, the focus, whatever. There's something about ranked that just helps you improve a little bit more. Mistake number 8 is blaming your teammates. Now, I am also guilty of this one. I acknowledge it. I might be a little bit of a hypocrite, but you have to understand that blaming your teammates will not help you improve at this game. There will always be a mistake that one of your 4 other teammates will make during the game that you can pinpoint that was the reason that you lost. But if you do that, it might be true, but you're never gonna improve because you're putting the blame on them. You're putting the center of concentration on them instead of focusing on what you could have done differently in that game to help yourself win. There's always something that you could do. Even if your teammate was at fault, you are responsible for yourself and the way that you play. And trust me, if you do everything perfect in the game, you should win 70 to 80% of your games. So don't worry on blaming your teammates. Always focus on what you did wrong and what you could improve on. Mistake number 9 is just not playing enough games. Being good at League comes with time. You have to put in the reps. You can learn all you want from this video, from other YouTube videos, from streamers, whatever. If you never get in League and start playing games, you're just not going to be able to apply that knowledge. Most of what I've learned, yes, has come from some very informational YouTube videos, but a lot of it has just come from me playing the game and understanding what other champions do, what to do in certain situations, how to get back in the game when I'm behind, how to use my lead when I'm ahead. A lot of this is just what I've learned from playing games. So I encourage you, I know ranked is scary. I know sometimes you're worried about losing LP, but just put in the work, play games. Even if that means you're going to drop all the way down to Iron 4, but you learned something, it will allow you to climb to your desired rank later. So guys, trust me, you just need to put in the games. I've seen a lot of low elo players, including some of my friends, complain so much about ranked. But see, the thing that they don't understand is that they only played 60 games a season. If they were able to play 200 instead of those normal games that they were playing, they probably would have climbed even higher because they would have learned more in those ranked games and given themselves the opportunity to gain LP and increase their rank. I know there were probably a lot of mistakes that I missed, so you can go leave those in the comment section below. What were things that you wish that you knew when you first started playing? Guys, we just passed 2,000 subscribers. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you, and I am so excited for what the future holds. And as always, this has been Snowda. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.